Spotify has grown to become such a large platform that it has become a little bit broken under the hood. There's stuff that goes on that you might have realised that some big was at play or thought maybe was a little bit weird. Welcome back everyone, I'm Limo B. Spotify has gone through a lot of changes as I just said, and this is affecting artists and also has affected an infinite money glitch. Spotify is the largest streaming platform. I'm sorry Apple Music and LimeWire users, but it's just a fact. They're honestly probably the best in this regard and allow people to pay for music for a fair price every month, or they get to stream for free with ads.
Want a break from the ads?
However annoying the ads may be, and how much you may want to break from the ads. However, whilst the landscape might be good for us people who listen to music, it's utter hell for smaller artists. Recently, Spotify made a change that they'd actually be removing payouts for 66% of songs on Spotify. And these affected songs are ones that have lower stream counts. The songs that have lower stream counts though are where money is most needed, as small artists really want rewards for their work, and if they're getting nothing at all, it's going to be even harder for them to grow. This has led to artists taking a look at the system of Spotify and looking to try and get an advantage of the whole system. And that's where Spotify's broken spine has revealed in recent times. So, let's look at these artists trying to make it. You're trying to make it big from nothing. And life's been made hard for you with all these new changes. And you now even have to be an influencer just to try and get some traction. And some people even have to install Threads to even try and get people to listen to their music. And boy, do I pity those people. Threads is an absolute dumpster fire where all they talk about is Twitter. And I don't even like Twitter, but it's a bit obscene. And this is all because of just making good songs no longer gets you places anymore.
This landscape is so stupid and makes no sense. Let's say you spend tens of thousands of dollars, right, on an orchestra to make this beautiful masterpiece of a song, and this song turns out to be 6 minutes long, and now there's also a guy who uploads a cat meowing on loop for 30 seconds. So then comes along this guy and he says, alright, your orchestra song, I'm going to listen to this for 30 minutes, and the cat meowing, I for some reason love cats meowing, so I'm going to listen to this for 30 minutes straight. Now, within those 30 minutes, your song, which is the orchestra one, will get 6 streams, and the cat meowing will get 60 streams, because they're the variant in length. However, the problem with this arises when you realize that Spotify just pays out per stream. It doesn't matter for how long or how good of a song it was. The cat meowing is going to make 10 times more money than the orchestra song just because it got 10 times more streams, even though they listen to it for the same amount of time, which actually means making these big beautiful songs makes you worse off. So, how do we get the streams we deserve for our music? Well, to do that, we need to look at how we distribute our music to try and break Spotify in our favor. And that's because Spotify, like YouTube, TikTok, has an algorithm. And an algorithm is a thing that shows you anything that you see on your feed. For example, this very video that you're watching right now was served to you by an algorithm because it thinks you might like it. And a lot of you guys wish I had an exploit like this to get my channel shown to more people. So if you want to help me out in this, just drop in a like or subscribe or leaving a comment. Even if it's a mean comment will help so much. Anyway, back to the video. These algorithms work in peculiar ways, yet people see how they do work and then take a turn to exploit it. And that's something that people are obsessed even with on YouTube, where they go through all the finite details of fine-tuning their stuff to be search engine optimized and whatnot. However, let's take the artist Quadeca. You might have heard from YouTube, he did a whole beef with KSI. However, he's gone through a whole transformation recently, and he's also like the love of my life, and like we're just so best friends. Like, he liked my story on Instagram once, and I couldn't believe it, and I also watch him sleep. Anyway. However, Quadeca recently in the last 2 years has released 2 magnificent albums that each took a year whole to make, and they're amazing quality throughout the whole album. And these songs have actually gotten less streams though than when he initially began his career. And if you're not smooth-brained, you'll know that as the songs get better, he should be getting more and better streams. However, he just gets worse and worse. And with his albums, generally 1 or 2 songs on the album stand out particularly in terms of streams, and they do much better than the rest of them. But why is this? When uploading songs to Spotify, there's actually 2 ways of rolling out an album. You could, just upload all 20 songs of an album and have it out there. And this is actually very bad for a reason I'm going to get into, and it's not to do anything with a hype or anything like that. For the algorithm itself, it absolutely hates when you release albums. You also have this other option where you can release 1 or 2 singles in advance and then later put them on your album. This is better, especially for the algorithm. This is what Quadeca's done for his latest albums, where he has released 1 or 2 songs and they go on to do much better than the rest of the album. However, Quadeca has actually been exploring this third secret option, and many other artists are also starting to do this. So what it involves is literally releasing pretty much all of your songs as singles and then later on compiling it as an album.
But why is this? The main way people discover music on Spotify is through playlists, either curated, handpicked, or fan-made. Or through your annoying friend who insists on playing stuff that would make a deaf man turn it off. Now, unless you're a big artist, your album has no chance of getting into Spotify's handpicked playlists, and that's for one reason. See, to get into a playlist, you must pitch your song for playlisting. That's basically you select one song off of maybe a 20 album playlist, and you say, hey, I want you guys on Spotify to listen to this song and see if it should be put on the playlist. And then that decides whether or not you will get any traction on that song. However, the rest of your album doesn't really get put in these playlists. And regardless of the size of the release you do of the album, it could be 30 million songs, you can only pitch one song. And that's why when you release singles, you can always pitch that one song, as it's a new release and you can always just keep pitching the songs. So now you can get more reward for all of your songs. So with all these singles being released, they should release married couples instead. Am I right, guys? But what if these tactics don't work? Well, what if I told you there's a way of making infinite money off of Spotify without being musically talented at all? Well, you're in luck, fella. To do this, all we need to do is go to Sweden, the place where Spotify was founded. Welcome to Sweden. You have a problem. You've just made $1 million illegally. You've also another problem. You just developed a Swedish accent and you just got paid to murder someone. More specifically, this guy, and that's how you got into this $1 million. And you have an even bigger problem now. How do you tell the bank how you got this $1 million? You could say, hey, I just got paid to kill this guy by this dude and he gave me $1 million. Is what you could say if you want to be staying in prison with Big Bubba. Well, that's actually not a bad shout when you consider their cells look a lot nicer than any room in Ireland or the UK. But let's say you don't want free amazing accommodation and you want to keep this $1 million. So we need to find a way to at least make this money look somewhat legitimate. And to do that, you have to wash it. Okay, don't go putting your money in a dishwasher. That's not what I mean. And why would you put it in a dishwasher and not a washing machine anyway? We need to do some money laundering, where you put dirty money through something and make it legitimate when it comes back out. So basically, you need to make your money look like it came from a legitimate source. And that way the government won't get suspicious when you do this. And this is where Spotify steps in. I just got a very scary email from the CIA and I need to say this. So do not do this. Money laundering is illegal. You're going to get caught if you do this. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. I do not condone you doing this and I do not want you to do it. Don't do it. Don't do crimes. Do Limo Beat videos instead. Thank you. So you're in Sweden, you turn on the radio, and what you'll quickly notice is that rap music is insanely popular in Sweden. With rap music often comes gang affiliations and whatnot, so the odds are you have this illegal money and you're in a gang. And what the gangs do is they go around eating Swedish meatballs, you know, they go and heist in IKEA, they get their stools. So when you're not eating Swedish meatballs, you go out and get a rapper. However, you need to make sure he's one of the more popular rappers in Sweden, and him being popular is a very important fact. You can't just get anybody. You go to him and you say, if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Okay, that wasn't even a Swedish accent. What am I doing? Now, what does this scratching entail? Because you're not literally going to say that. What you do is you trade your money into Dogecoin. You have to be Dogecoin. Okay, it doesn't have to be Dogecoin. It can be any cryptocurrency, but Dogecoin. This is basically so cryptocurrencies are kind of anonymous, so you can kind of not get tracked by the government because you're moving like $1 million out of nowhere. And what you do then is that you go ahead and pay for a bot streaming service, and you want these bots to originate from Sweden. Then you pay for these bots to go and listen to the big rapper guy, and he wins from this because he's getting inflated numbers and he looks way more popular than he already is. And that's one of the reasons why we pick a popular guy, is because he's already got big numbers, so him getting more numbers doesn't seem suspicious at all to the system. As Spotify does try and clamp down on bots, and you know, they obviously don't like people doing money laundering on their website. But the question is here is, how do you win from botting this guy's streams? See, with money laundering, you can expect a loss of about 70% of the money you put in, so out of $1 million, you could probably expect 300,000 back. However, this man is literally so quacked.
And he's cracked at Fortnite, my guy.
That you can actually just make more money than you put into the system. When Spotify is paying out rates, it takes off the location of the viewer and if they have Spotify Premium and whatnot. Because in Sweden, things are a lot more expensive over there, so Spotify Premium is a lot higher over there compared to somewhere like Argentina where it's like 1 Argentinian pesos for like a month. So this makes sense that someone from a richer country would pay more for Spotify, which would then give a higher payout to the artist. See, the thing is, you actually get more money from these extra streams than it actually cost to even buy the bot streams in the first place. And now all of a sudden your money looks completely legit and you've just made more money than you originally started with, as you now got a payout from Spotify of over $1 million. However, I want to tell you the story of another person who has sort of broken Spotify from under the hood, and this person is Aisha Erotica. See, by looking up her music, you can actually find one account of her page, and that's because she actually has multiple accounts that upload re-uploads of her music. So she may have the same music on multiple accounts, and some of these accounts even have their music posted as a podcast. So yeah, instead of listening to Joe Rogan on the podcast, you can just listen to her songs on a podcast. This is really weird. And these songs have gained immense popularity. They're really, really viral on TikTok, at least they were at some stage. And she's completely blown up as a personality. Is what you would believe if you've seen this and you didn't actually know the true story. See, Aisha Erotica did originally have the one Spotify page, and she would release these songs, and she kind of blew up from nothing and just went viral overnight, and she got completely famous. However, this fame is not something she wanted at all, and this brings on the problem of re-uploads in Spotify, as clearly none of these accounts are actually her, and it's just people re-uploading music. And it's actually something that people are using to game the system and get money off of other people's hard work. As you may know, slowed and reverbed and sped up songs have become immensely popular recently.
And you know, there's nothing inherently wrong with liking sped up or reverb songs, as they're just songs you might enjoy, you know. Why listen to a song for 4 minutes when you can listen to it for 2 minutes? Things like this have existed forever for like Nightcore, but the problem with this is that they are fan edits at the end of the day, you know. Most people hear these songs through TikTok and whatnot, where, you know, you'd kind of get it stuck in your head because you're scrolling on TikTok and you keep hearing this sound over and over again, and you do like the song. And the thing is though, you get more familiar with the edited version of the song. Some people don't actually like the original song, and then they find the sped up one more pleasurable to their ears, so they don't go ahead and listen to the original song, and they want to go ahead and listen to the sped up one. And like I've said many times, it's a fan edit, so it's not on Spotify. You know, the original artist hasn't made this version of the song. So then people have taken it upon themselves, then just upload the song to Spotify themselves, the edited version under their own account. So everyone wins, right? Everyone's happy? Everyone gets to listen to the sped up song? Well, no. The person who actually put in the most effort, the original artist, gets nothing from this. You know, you don't get credited in the song at all, because uploading to Spotify is copyright infringement, because the person who originally uploaded it is going to get money from the song, and so they're not going to want to tag you, as they want to go under the radar, and they can just secretly collect a load of money for your work, because all they did was put this in Audacity and then speed up slightly and upload it on Spotify. And the original artist who made the original piece of art gets no reward for these extra streams that someone else is just leeching off of them, and it's a really sad scene in Spotify at the moment because of it, which has actually led to artists themselves now releasing sped up and slowed and reverbed as versions of songs, which it's kind of cringe, but you know, they have to do it these days or else someone's going to steal their work. From cats meowing being meta, to my love for Quedeca somehow ending up talking about the Swedish Mafia, all the way to songs being fast, just being a massive heist on Spotify's artists. It's been a journey that I hope you've enjoyed enough to consider liking and subscribing, and if you did enjoy this, you'd probably like my Steam video, and if you do subscribe, turn on notifications bell. I don't upload too often, I won't spam you, I upload every 3 to 4 weeks, so anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, goodbye, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully.